morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ruth Marquise, your favorite realtor. Welcome to the Ruth and Relationship Show. I am your host, Ruth Marquise, aka your favorite realtor, aka your favorite credit specialist, aka your love negotiator. I help men and women relate, get into quality relationships that lead to quality families, that lead to quality communities, that leave quality legacies. Let's build. Today's topic is: should women hold men accountable in a relationship? Should women hold men accountable in a relationship? Give me a second. I definitely change this and go through. Should a woman hold a man accountable in a relationship? Now, I know this was such a natural progression. We talked a lot about dating and stuff like that, and I was like, I want to talk more about relationships. So for me, it's good because timing is great. All right. Please support the Ruth and Relationship Show. Any dollar amount will be greatly appreciated. The Cash App is Ruth the Realtor. So we good? We good. All right. Instagram, how you doing? Facebook. Should a woman? All right. Let me see. Accountability. I'm gonna just put that in there because I really don't. I can't see and I don't move. There we go. Accountability. Cash App. Oh no. Hold on. This thing is definitely backfiring. Oh, forget it then. We're gonna have to forget that one today. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't listen. Ruth is. Wait, don't do that. I had it all set up. Oh my gosh, I have to send. Oh, okay. Cool, I got it. Yo, y'all would not believe this. I need to find a piece. Yo, the setup is real. I am a whole gangster doing these things. All right, guys. Now, before we get into the topic, we wanna kind of break it down, and I gotta have a disclaimer because this topic, man, a woman holding a man accountable, right? And so women, like, I know the women are like, yeah, sure, of course, and all of that, but I want to bring y'all back to feminine energy. I want to bring y'all back to how things work in a relationship long term. It may sound good in the beginning, like soon as he don't do something right, soon as he don't like, y'all should see what they're right now. All right. First of all, I believe in women voting and all of that good stuff, but the latest wave of feminism, I'm not with it because it says that women are better than men, and basically the woman should be the queen and dictate to the man, the little boy, what to do. That's like a mama to me. So I don't believe in that. So if you believe in that, that's different. That's not what we're doing here. Um, you have to be, as a woman, in your feminine energy. It doesn't take away from you starting your business. It doesn't take away from you raising your family. It actually allows you to be prepared to raise your family in the proper way, to raise your girls. Do you want to raise your girls to be masculine? It's so funny because I saw a girl today. She was in her dress downs, but it was like, in our community, the dress down is fresh, okay? But that's kind of like how the boys used to dress back in the day, like their sweats, the name on the side, the jacket. The guy, the old white guy was still looking at her. She still looked cute, and she was holding herself together, and she got all the feminine stuff going, but she was, in her stuff. But that's what used to be in. However, the way we were raised to be like, be go getters, get your education. You don't need a man. You don't need this and you don't need that. You better not you need to check your man. Now, if I ever get triggered, if I ever get triggered, it'll be when women start saying, you need to check him, girl. You need to check him. That's when I start getting triggered. I'm like, check him for what? Like, yes, if he's like doing some outrageous stuff, if he's disrespecting me, if he's cheating on me, if he's, not pulling his weight, okay. But little stuff like, what? He came in 10 minutes late. You need to check him. You need to put him in his place. Put him in the place. Put him in his place. I don't understand these things. This is another, I speak Creole, I speak French, I speak English, I speak Ebonics. What I don't speak is what the hell you talking about, woman. Okay? I don't speak that. I really don't. What the hell you talking about, woman? What am I going to do? How am I really going to check? Think about it. I'm going to check this dude, which is fine. If he's checkable, he probably a little too sweet for me. Like, not in that way. Like, if it's everything gotta be my way, then he a little too sweet for me. I'm gonna be real, right? Because women are going to always push the boundaries of a man. We are always gonna be like, but I want it my way. I want it, and it's not necessarily the best way. Let me check on Facebook before they get me. Right? So y'all have to be careful of that, because the same guys y'all want to check is not the high value man you looking for. Y'all confusing me. Do you think you the one, not me, you want a high value man? You want a man that is ambitious and works hard. You want a man who makes the money. You want a man who brings home the bacon. But then you want to go and check that man. Where? How? You want to go and check that man that did so much without you, that made it so far without you, and you think he's checked. All those girls in that high value man's life are just like, yo, who was I talking to the other day? They was not playing about their real estate. They was like, so number one, number two, they was writing all the notes down. I was like, okay, lady, you a woman that's about to get a house. I see. These are the girls. You want a high value man? Yes, honey. You want me to do what? You want me to wear heels all the time? You want me to dress nice all the time? What? You want me to be like 125? They'll do everything that man is saying. So you think that woman's out there checking him? You must not know how that works. Okay. But anyway, I'm gonna let them talk. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna give y'all my opinion later. But for all the men that think like it's two ways to go about this. The men want to be, can't nobody check me. Can't nobody check me. That's what they want to do, right? You can go that route if you want to, right? Women can make we can make our suggestions. We can make our request. But the woman that you really, really want, she's going to be feminine. She's not going to be like, look here, you need to do this by month 1, and you need to do this by month 6, and you need to do this by month 12, and that's how it's going to be, and that's the way it's going to go. I don't care how fine she is, how amazing she is in bed. If you go by whatever she's saying at all times and you become a yes man to her, what is so crazy is that she loses respect for you. She loses respect for the yes man. So if that worked, I'd be all for it. But since I know it don't work, you think it works, okay? And they're gonna get into it where they said, "Hey, B," they're gonna get into it. You think it works to just be bossing that man around, telling him what to do. For all my bossers, my boss chicks, my boss ladies, when you tell him what to do and he do it, and it don't even come out the whole way, what do you think of him? That little, he can't do nothing. He ain't worth nothing. He ain't worth this or that. But don't you feel like the guy, you don't have to tell him every move to make? You don't have to be his brain to think for him. Is not the better choice for you? Is that not a man you respect? That's my point. That's all. So when you feel like it's your full-time job, I heard the girl say, "Oh, if I FaceTime you, you need to answer me." He said, "So wait, you called me, and then you asked me was I hanging with my boys, and then you FaceTime me." He said, "First of all, I'm not answering your FaceTime." I said, "As you should not. As you should not answer somebody FaceTime. What are y'all, 12? I was just saying that the other day. What about when I was 12? Like, what do I look 12? Like we always say this in our community. It's always 12. It's never another age for me. Right? What am I, a baby? Am I 12? So I'm not gonna FaceTime you to see where you are. If I ever have to FaceTime you to see where you are, that's the day I will break up with you. Period. If I ever have to FaceTime you to see where you are, that is the day I will break up with you. Period. Y'all gotta stop enabling bad behavior. And guess what? In his mind, like, look, she don't trust me. That's why I should do whatever hell I want to do anyway. Have you ever had somebody accuse you of cheating so bad? You're like, well, I might as well cheat it, like Keisha Cole said. I might as well have cheated on you as much as you accuse me. All right, y'all don't know that one. All right. So it's a very tricky question for a woman holding a man accountable. Okay. I can't. Sorry, y'all. I'm not gonna be able to get that topic up Instagram. A woman holding a man accountable. All right. A woman holding a man accountable. I want to hear y'all opinion. What do y'all think? Do you think you should hold your man accountable? I'm not saying in no circumstance it can't happen. I'm gonna give my real opinion after this all said and done. But we are going to see. Whoo, child. Who child. And a lot of these guys be choosing a girl like, I want my woman to tell me what to do. I want my woman to tell me what to be. I need that strong woman in my life. I'm a strong woman. I'm still a feminine woman, but I can hold my own. But if I have to tell you what to do, I don't want you. See, as a woman that is busy and running her own life, I don't want to have to be busy running my life and yours. And that's what we're not thinking about. Ladies, we want control so much. That's what I was going to say. Like, the girls was like, oh, well, why do you want to know? The guys were like, why do you want to know what we doing so bad? We want to see if we approve of what you're doing. Oh gosh, almost threw up. She said, I want to approve of what you're doing in your free time. What the hell? Are you kidding me? Should a woman, I can't put the whole title in because the way my phone's set up, but should a woman hold a man accountable in a relationship? I'm gonna try anyway. Okay, here we go. Should a woman hold a man accountable? Question mark. That's all I can do. Okay, that's all I can do. Send it and pin it. Whew. All right, I did it. Proud of myself. All right, I had to do it without the phone falling. All right. So we about to get into. Oh shoot, I'm going to take it out and show y'all. Okay, we about to get into the video. Hold on one second. Now, so I want to review again masculine energy and feminine energy. Masculine energy is logical, confident. Let me show y'all the screen. All right. I'm gonna show y'all the screen later, Instagram. All right. Logical, masculine energy is logical, confident, focused, strong, stable, clear, assertive, and goal driven. Again, masculine energy is logical, confident, focused, keep that one focused, strong, stable, clear, assertive, and goal driven. Feminine energy is intuitive, generous, nurturing, creative, collaborative, caring, receptive. Feminine energy is intuitive, generous, nurturing, creative, collaborative, caring, receptive, and grateful. All of these things are soft, like all the things that describe a woman as soft, and it's nowhere it says the woman is bossy, the woman is demanding, the woman is has to run the show, she's a control freak. It don't say that for feminine energy. You know what that reminds me of? Masculine energy. So I just want to put that out there, okay? So just remember what our roles are supposed to be, because the way society set up, they have been flipped flopped, okay? So if you're collaborative, if you're working on it, my thing is you can um you can tell a man what you like, what you prefer. You can tell him, and I'm talking about experience. I'm speaking on experience. Tell him what you like. Tell him what you prefer. Tell him what makes you happy. Okay? If he is a man that wants to make you happy, that's all that's needed. Because when you find a good man who works hard, who tries to do his best in every area of his life, all he needs is the information. So the input is in there. I'm gonna be there in the input part. In the output part, I'll give you feedback, but I'm not gonna make you do it. Like, accountability is kind of making me feel like I gotta make you do it. Ooh, baby, I don't have to make you do it because you already failed the test. You see what I'm saying? So if you keep picking people that you have to, I'm gonna pick you, but I'm not gonna trust you. Oh, girl, you going in? That's like, okay. The other day I made a mistake. Okay, I made a mistake with one of my assistants because I forgot. And because she just gave me something kind of cut off or whatever, I forgot that she could handle it. Ooh, that's good. So, do you know how stupid I felt when I realized, wait a minute, Ruth, she's given me this 3 times before or more. She's giving me this, real estate forms has got to be X, Y, and Z. All I got to do is fill out, double check her work, but she's given it to me before. Doesn't mean we're not watching the man. She's given it to me before. And therefore, when I actually walked her through, when I was like, okay, what about this part and that part? And then she sent it to everything to me correctly, I kind of felt stupid because she already knew what to do. Can you imagine a woman just like, you need to do this, that, and that? When you wake up, you need to brush your teeth. You need to wash your face. You need to take a shower, right? That's like, when we are trying to hold them accountable for certain things in their life, that's what you kind of doing. It's kind of like, yo, he already know how to do this. Let him do his thing. And if he cannot perform, why are you with him? Am I the only one that's seeing this kind of crazy? If he is a high functioning man, there's no there's no reason to check him. Unless I'll be like, look, babe, you falling off. I don't know. You know what I mean? A light kind of checking, not I'm gonna hold you accountable every time you don't do something right. That's where the nagging starts. So the lines are blurred. For me, I'd rather sit back and wait and watch to see how this all gonna play out. Because guess what? How do I not know what he is up to? Maybe he didn't get around to what I asked for. So I was gonna use the example of, okay, what if a man didn't take out the trash? Like the way I am right now, I said, if a man don't take out the trash, if I ask him to take out the trash, right? And we live together, we're married, all this kind of stuff, right? I have access. I'm gonna say it that one good time. And if it's still bothering me, if it's still not done and he's busy, I'd be the one to go hire somebody to take out the trash and leave the leave the receipt. I go leave the receipt. But he go be like, well, who this lady taking the trash out of my house? Yeah, I had to pay somebody to take the trash out, because I know you got busy. I know it got to be too much for you. So it busy. Mind you, he's paying for it. Oh yeah, he paying for it. That's my accountability. For me to complain and say you didn't take out the trash, but maybe he was dealing with something more important. Maybe he was. It still needed to be done. I fixed it. I got the solution. Period. The next time, if he don't want to pay that lady with his own money, right? If he don't want to, or I might pay with my money. If he don't want to pay, either way, when y'all together, them finances that come out is both of y'all. He either gonna like that solution and it stays, but it's a solution, or he's gonna do it himself. There's more ways to get around it, ladies. We have to stay in our feminine energy. I'm not going to be growling. Oh, I'm taking this trash out. I took it out for you. No, no. You don't want to do it. Don't do it. Just find another way. That's all I'm saying. So it's tricky for me because, like I said, I'm not about to nag and I'm not about to be nobody's mama. You have to choose the right man in the first place. If that man falls short, but he's doing 11 other categories great, that is not fair for you to be like picking on his faults. And just it's because I have a business and I know what it's like to try to keep everything together where you're going to have the what's it called? The sensitivity to how hard life really is to be like, well, I'm not going to focus on shortcomings. One thing I can admit as a woman, we seem to focus on what's not working. Can I get an amen? Has anybody ever experienced that? Like, why does my mind always go to what I don't have? Why does my mind always go to what's not making me happy versus what is making me happy? How do I know? Because we did a whole show on being critical. And if you are not a critical person, the opposite of that is gratitude. And the last thing on this list of feminine energy is being grateful. Now, let me take you to this little article, right? And I want to set it up. So let me every listen, everything is not about it's not always good information on the internet. And let me just prove it to you, okay? Now, they say well, all the other articles said hold a man accountable, but it was holding a man accountable with that raped you or that hurt you or that did some violent act to you. It was all this holding him accountable for bad stuff that if you was in a relationship that wouldn't even happen, right? So this lady, what's her name? Fernanda Calvo. Okay, she writes a little blurb, and she said 10 things women can do to hold men accountable. Okay, and I think the place she's coming from is that we don't like to speak up or say anything. So at some point, you do have to say, "Look, I don't like this." At some point you do have to say instead of because sometimes we go to the extreme and say nothing. That's why I said I had to work on expressing myself because, like I said, you don't want to be too critical or too harsh, but you also don't want to sit there and say nothing. I'm never going to advocate for the extremes. You got to have some kind of balance. So this is what she's saying. Some of it makes sense, some of it doesn't. Number one, calling him out when he's acting like a fool. But she says speaking truth sometimes can make your voice shake. This is for the sensitive, mousy, passive women. I'm not talking about them. These people are not black, okay? Not black. Her name is Fernanda. She was not a black girl. Black women do have no problem telling you the truth like their name is Ruth. Amen? Amen. We don't. So, no, we don't. Don't let mistreatment slide. That's true. But yeah, we're gonna speak up. Number two, give yourself place when he isn't. If you're not being treated the way you should, then you should decide whether or not he's worth having him in your life. If you go right there, I told one of my friends the other day, if you get to a point where um this guy is not right for you, by the time we get to the first date, there's already been a lot of checks and balances along the way. So I'm saying, like, if somebody's mentioning sex right away, you cut them off. If they're not consistent in calling you, you cut them off. Like it's so many different things we're not getting like, hello, how nice to meet you. Let's go on a date. No, there's some steps in between that a lot will knock a lot of people out. I'm gonna lie, it's gonna knock a lot of people out. So if you ever on like social media or dating apps or whatever, you can knock a lot of people out just having things in place. One of the things is if he's not treating you the way you deserve to be treated, you knock he's not qualified no more. He can't handle you. Why would you stay with somebody that can't handle you? That's what I'm saying. If you always have to do the checking, then that is not the person for you. That's tiresome. You have to remember how y'all date and is how you're gonna have your relationship. How you gonna have your relationship, how you gonna have your marriage. For the rest of your life, you want to check him all day, every day? Every now and again? Okay. What every time? let me tell you what I'm upset about with today. No, it should not. If it happens too often, then y'all need to talk, have some communication, or you just need to leave him alone. I agree with this one. Be clear about what your expectations are. You can voice your expectations from the beginning. That will cut out a whole lot of nonsense, and you ain't got to. You can, after you give your expectation, then y'all can have a conversation to talk about what's going on. And then if he's still not doing anything, what is a good like let's say like let's say if I have a credit client, right? I told the credit client I want you to do this and I want you to do that. And then when I call you again, you didn't do what I needed you to do to make your score go up. It was something very simple. That means you're not that interested in fixing your credit. That means you're not that interested in buying a house. But I told you from the beginning what I needed you to do. Then I came in, I had a conversation with you. But I can't make you do it. I'm not making you do it. That's called me backing away and allowing that person to wait until that is the most important thing in their life. Trust me, it comes back around. Something happens, the car goes down, they gotta buy a house, the landlord's selling the building. Now they have to fix their credit and have to buy their home. I just have to wait for life to happen and they'll be back. If that man is not concerned about being with a woman permanently, that's when he's going to act wishy-washy. Like if he's not trying to better himself in every way, that's when he's not going to do what he's supposed to do. So that why would you waste your time with somebody like that? You need to if that person doesn't feel like you're worthy enough to put their best effort in, first of all, that's not going to work. You see what I'm saying? So if that person, okay, let's say a guy does not call you up front, like he's not that into you in the beginning. If he's not that into you in the beginning, that means the looks is not there for him all the way. Okay, so he might initially sound like he's interested, and then real quick he fall off. That tells you a lot right then and there. That tells you a lot right then and there. So there's no point of continuing to pursue that person because you don't do it for them. And that's then you don't have to go check somebody that don't even want you. See what I'm saying? You checking people that don't want you. You checking people that don't want you versus them checking themselves to stay with you. Them checking themselves to be happy with you because they want to be with you. All right. This is where I go. They go left on this one. The bare minimum isn't worth giving praise. Don't thank him for things he should be doing. Don't thank him for communicating. Don't thank him for listening. Don't thank him for loving you. He needs, in capital letters, to do that. Save praise for moments that truly call for it. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this stuff? Do you agree? Y'all agree with that? Don't don't thank him for listening. Don't thank him for communicating. You're not supposed to be like overly, oh, thank you. I'm so like that's extreme. So when you're saying something and you go extreme, that's how a lot of women, I'm just giving y'all what it is. Men get like really frustrated in a conversation, and I understand why, because as soon as we're trying to explain something, we go to the extreme. We have tactics, ladies. And sometimes we don't understand our tactics. It's just the way we grow. Okay. So when you start to understand your tactics, like the victim Olympics, right? And then this extreme example, then you're missing the point. How if you're a feminine woman, how are you going to say I'm not grateful for him showing up and being there for me? You just said he wasn't doing the stuff you wanted him to do. So now when he's doing the right thing, no, don't thank him for that. He's supposed to. That's like when you might disagree, but that's like when a kid is getting straight A's. You telling me, well, she's supposed to get straight A's. Yeah, she's supposed to get straight A's, but guess what? Most kids don't. Most kids don't. So you're telling me you're not going to show that encouragement and appreciation and gratitude that they're doing what they need to do? So that's where it's like, and then she says, don't tolerate inconsistency. He pursues you. When he pursues you when he wants your attention, and when he gets it, you're no longer worth trying to captivate. Good, say goodbye and say it quickly. Inconsistency has no place in an adult relationship. Well, I would say you don't want to be with somebody that here and gone, here and gone. But at the same time, you have to know the reason why. What is the reason? Is it because of work? Is it because of family? If it's hard for women to keep their lives together, it can be hard for men that are doing something to keep their lives together either. You have a conversation. So she said, say goodbye, say it quickly. On to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Now, if he's playing games with you, that's another thing. If he can play games with you, that means you're not that bad as you thought to him, because he wouldn't play games with that girl. That girl he really want, do you really think he play games? The girl that men really want, they start acting, they start acting, they start acting really kind of serious, like about things, like where you like, wait, it's not that serious. Yeah. So the last one that I don't agree on this one, she says, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's it. So is that a blanket statement? So you're saying women are never wrong? So it's like I don't. This is when I say the feminism creeps back in, and you got to be careful of it, ladies. I want you to train your eye. I want you to train your eye. Women already naturally feel like they always right. Don't feed into things that validate your ego, sis. That is not going to help you grow. Now, if I'm a poor person and I just want to read rich people are evil and you're not wrong for being poor, it's just there are criminals and they had to steal just to get some money. Do you think that's going to help me get rich? If I really believe that, that's what I'm trying to say. When they sneak in the feminist talk, the feminist rhetoric is difference between. There's a difference. I did a show called Feminism versus Femininity. There's a difference, and you don't want to fall into the negative way of thinking that is costing us. All right, so I just wanted to preference all of that so that you can understand where I'm coming from before we get into this debate. And the last thing we're going to go over is accountability. Y'all want to see? Okay, let's see. Accountability. Hold on. This is the definition right here. We got Google up. Google says, Google. Okay. Google says, accountability is of a person, of organization, or institution required or expected to justify actions or decisions. Required. Required. See, that's a strong word. You are required to justify your actions or your decisions. You are required. All right, so we were listening to Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys, and he says, I have my world, like I have my business. He said, her business is her business, and my business is my business. Do you think that Alicia is holding Swiss Beats accountable for what's happening in his business? No. When it comes to the relationship, that's another story. So that's why my answer is it depends on what we're talking about. You can't mistreat me, beat me, abuse me, and all that. I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna be holding accountable. No, that's the extreme. So that's where I want to already nip that in the bud. When you're listening to people, stop thinking in your brain the most extreme thing. We have the most negative. What's it called? The negative, the wild monkey with it. These white people, man, they come up with these crazy stuff. The drunken monkey. Who's in cell? Y'all heard of the drunken monkey? The drunken monkey is all this negative stuff. And man, and men be doing all this stuff, and men be doing that. Men do so much bad stuff, but women do everything perfect. Men are devils and women are angels. That's what you want me to say? Are you kidding me? Everybody's human. Until you're ready to say women are angels and men are devils, don't keep thinking that it's always the man's fault. We got to grow up. We have to grow up. Unless you're ready to say that women are angels and men are devils, you got to grow up and say, you know what? Sometimes women do things the wrong way as well. We can do better. We can improve ourselves. That's the only way you're going to get out of a bad situation is when you improve yourself. Not sitting here having a pity party. Oh my gosh, I used to be the queen of the pity party. Oh my God, the pity party. Oh my gosh, look at my circumstance. Oh, why did they do that to me? I wouldn't be in this mess if it wasn't for that person. And then I said, child, Ruth, at the end of the day, oh, want to party. I used to you ever try to recruit friends on your pity party? Come on, somebody. You ever try to recruit a friend to your pity party? Is it only women that have pity parties? Or men have no men have definitely have pity parties too. Oh yes. Right? Well, all the women want a rich man, not me. They don't never want to be with me. We all have pity parties, right? But you cannot keep blaming other people for what we do. If everybody focus on them, how you got time to be accountable to hold somebody else accountable? I am in a relationship. I am going to do all that I can. It's going to take all my energy, focus, and determination to make sure I'm doing my part right. The man's going to take all his energy, time, and focus to make sure he's doing his part right. That's it. That's how it should be. So we hope we can hold ourselves accountable. But required, a definition of accountable is required or expected to justify actions or decisions. I don't think I could stay with someone who did not automatically want to hold himself accountable with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you think, like, if you a woman, I'm not talking about that. I don't owe you that. Oh my God. Some guy saw too. He's like, I don't owe you that much explanation. I was like, okay, you're gonna have that many more. I don't owe you that much explanations before I'm gonna not give you no explanations for my bags being packed. So, men, y'all can act like y'all don't have to be accountable if you don't want to, but remember, you're messing with a whole human being. You're messing with somebody's daughter, somebody's baby. Okay, you did not birth that woman, you didn't give her life. And this is why they keep divorcing you because you keep on acting like you're infallible, you're wrong, and you're a benevolent dictator. I'm about to get into it. Don't go nowhere. Whew. All right, so I did all the pre-work. Yeah, your decisions. Parents could be held accountable for their children's actions. All right, so that was an example. Explicable, understandable. All right, what does accountable mean? What else can we do? All right, the quality or state of being accountable, especially an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. Public officials lacking accountability. Okay, I think that's why it's so many slices to the pie. It's saying you have to be willing to accept responsibility. Like when a man messes up, he has to be willing to accept responsibility. He has to hold himself accountable to the woman that he is with. You got to have some sense for that. That's some deep stuff. For a man to hold himself accountable. Are you even capable of doing that? Some men, they blame. This is oh, I have a long list of what I would never accept. All right, so let me give you this. So if I have this long list of what I would never accept because of experience, information, whatever, right? Why do I gotta hold somebody accountable if he don't meet nothing on this list? You see what I'm saying? We went through all of this. We don't gotta do this no more. So I have less work to do. That man has to be willing to hold himself accountable. Willing to hold himself accountable. That's kind of like as a parent, when you are willing to hold yourself accountable to being a better parent than what you got. My kids come and say, Mom, I didn't have this, I didn't have that, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Don't you didn't show up to my report card. I'm like, no, I was there for Mom. Right? They know. I think my daughter hit me with the I didn't come to her bowling ceremony, or she played games and she was trying to hold me accountable. I was like, what you not gonna do? I showed up to the end. I was there. She would never tell me, and then she expected me to be there. So you see, as a parent, you have to hold yourself accountable. Same thing for men in the relationship. So, all right. But my thing is, if a woman feels like I'm going to supersede you and you better come tell me that's where it gets a little tricky for me. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Okay. If you're on here, say hi. If you're watching this on replay, hashtag replay. Ooh, baby's getting good today. Accountable. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hit the like button on YouTube to help me with the algorithm, please. It's free. Okay. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Okay, here go the debate. Whew. All right, this is from the Lapeef Let's Talk. The question is, are spouses great accountability partners? When I think about accountability partner, I think about we working out and it's like, yo, you got to come to the gym today. Go, come on, da, da, da. And I feel like in that the question is kind of different. I don't know. We'll see. Let's just see what they say. So he says, why your wife feel comfortable enough to check you? All right. Y'all ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? 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 All right, I'm gonna let y'all see this real good. All right, here we go. So remember, a lot of the women on the panel are single, and the guy Anton is married, has been married for 18 years. And So that's what you need to know for as far as background is concerned. What's going on, internet? I don't got everything open. Don't be like that. 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 All right, close this window. Say yeah. Everybody scream. Look, this is my distraction for the internet. Why are you being like the internet? That's disrespectful. All right. I did prepare everything, but here we go. So what do y'all think? Y'all think that a man, YouTube, y'all think that a woman can hold a man accountable? Should she like how but how? Like you need if you're not wait. I don't know. That sounds like jail to me. I don't know. I don't know. Cause it's crazy. It's like, well, you need to text me when you get home. And I was like, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, so wait, men say that to women, but is it weird when a woman says that to a man? Like, I don't know. That's kind of weird. All right, I'm gonna open up another window because y'all playing games with me. At least I got the link right here. New window. Get me. Doing things I never do again. There we go. There we go. Oh, we don't want to start. All right, let me see what the other one says. He said, why would you submit to another man in your household? You know we live, so something gotta go wrong. It's going right. It's going right. Ooh, y'all quiet. Y'all want to say nothing because you know you be like, Hey, you better tell me who's right with you. All right, I'm gonna have to let go of. Let me see if I shut down Facebook. Let me go any faster. Da, 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 da. Yeah, shut all that down. I'm not even open for y'all to be disrespecting me like this. Disrespecting. There's nothing open. I should have shut the computer down. Oh, it's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I wonder if I put it in Safari. Right, turn all that off. All that off. Okay. All that off. All right. Start again. If at first you don't succeed, if you're loving up and trying again. If you're loving up and trying again. Try again. Been a long time. I should have left you without a dope beat. Step two. Step two. Step two. Step two. Step two. Everything. Everything. Every way. Where you get up and try again. Never hesitate. Wait, let me tell you about this thing. This guy, y'all be doing too much. First of all, he had like purple hair. I'm at the gas station getting gas, and I heard their reaction to me. And the boy was like so skinny, so young, purple hair, dreads, and he was like, trying to holler, and I was like, I'm on literally on the phone with my daughter. I was like, how old are you again? I was like, no, I'm good. I said, how old are you? And he was like 26 because he wouldn't stop. So I was like, okay, we doing this. And I was like 26. He's like, how old are you? I'm 37. So he was like, what you mean? I said what I said, and he was like, is he the one? Let me tell y'all about guys and how y'all try to plant seeds of doubt. And he was just like, like somebody clamoring, like, yo, you gotta say yes, you gotta say yes. My boy's right there, you gotta say yes. And I was like, this is what the guys used to do back in the day. They'd be like, you with somebody? When you tell them whatever, they be like, where's your ring? Y'all not serious. Why y'all such haters? I ain't said that. So I was like, y'all don't get to me no more. But he didn't go there. So I shut him down, and then he was like, what he say? 26 and 37 right next to each other. I said, what on the count? That's a whole decade. Yo, it's so funny. And I'm on the phone with my daughter. I'm like, my daughter can talk to this guy because he's 17 now. He's kind of old. But yeah, it's not working, y'all. Why you do me like this, computer? So anyway, I did I was like, well, good job, good effort. It's a good effort. Because he wouldn't stop. I was like, it's a good effort. Shut it down now. Shut it down. He's like, all right. I was like, thank you. Whew, God. But women, like, we get irritated after the third time we say no, and the guy just continues. It's a problem. It's like, listen, I told you once, I told you twice. Do say and love with you since the day that you say. Now I watch you say, Columbo, Casso, who you loving, who you gonna be hugging. What? It's working. Physical fitness. Mary Blige be my witness under pressure. Don't you dare. I pay for my YouTube premium. Don't you dare.
On this episode
Thank
of
you.
Beef Let's Talk,
Jesus.
to hold yourself accountable.
Here we go.
You still have to hold yourself. You said you have to be foolish not to hold yourself accountable. A therapist can give clarity. A therapist can give suggestions. A therapist can do whatever you pay them to do. But nobody outside of your relationship should be able to hold you accountable. Which brings me back to my original point: is that your chick obviously feel comfortable talking the way that they talk to you. Meanwhile, my chick is sitting right there listening to me tell you that I hold myself accountable in my own household. Ain't nobody coming in my household telling nobody what to do, and I don't share no business. I don't care if it's your mom or your homie, nothing. Nothing leave this household in my crib. Nobody.
So, and I understand that. I just have
They went crazy. Look at her face. Wait, y'all gotta see this.
I promise.
Y'all gotta see this. I gotta break it down. Like, I definitely missed it.
I ain't got shit to add to.
I haven't seen this in a minute. Hi, how are you? So I'm about to So do you think that a woman should hold a man accountable? Let me know. Break it down. Break it down. A woman should hold a man accountable. Like everything. It's almost like saying everything has to be ran by the woman, right? Like ran through the woman. Like, okay, what did you eat today? You know, you didn't eat that salad. You didn't work out. And I'm kind of like, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that, Taj. I got stuff to do. You should be doing what you're supposed to do. I ain't got time to babysit you. And that's why men, honestly, I think men want to. Some woman he wants to marry a woman, but he doesn't want to have to hold her accountable. If you think about men, like they don't be trying to change a woman. They change the woman before they try to change their woman. That's facts. So I'm just telling the women the same thing. Change the man before you have to change that man. That's what you do. If he's not doing what he needs to do, he needs to know that you're not going to be around to be sticking around because I'm not going to be babysitting, complaining, or nagging. I feel like you set yourself up to nag if you pick somebody that doesn't do what they're supposed to do. Because I've been through it. I've been through the most extreme situation thing. I miss all that. I miss all of that. I miss all of that. I had the wrong screen on. I've been through the most extreme situation to show me that that is not what I want. When you are in full control, she said, right, and I'm just done, right. I'm tired. I'm just done, right. I'm tired. Exactly. So if you're tired, that means I got to make another choice. I have to choose a man that I'm proud of him, that I never have to tell him what he needs to be doing at what time. It got so bad that I would have to do so many things. And I was like, girl, why is you even. Some guys play so dumb. They even want you to, if they need a job, they want you to fill out the job application. And one time I caught him like he knew exactly what to do. He's just playing, like playing me. And I'm just like, never again will that ever happen. So I took the most extreme, because I was in extreme circumstances. I said, I want to never have to ever have to tell my kid what to do. I learned my lesson. I don't know what to tell you. I learned from my mistakes. Because when you control this and you control that, you control the money, you control all of these things, you pretty much got a bum. You got a bum, sis. You got a bum. Sorry. He looks like a man. He's built like a man. He got the parts of a man, but he only good for one thing. Looking and effing. That's it. And I'm gonna count that as one. Because he don't do nothing. You gotta nag him to do this and nag him to do that. And that's why men don't want women telling them what to do, because after you ever had somebody, this how when I was growing up, don't tell me to clean my room because I was like, I was about to do it. Now I can't do it because you told me to. And was I the only kid that was like that? Don't tell me to do something right before I'm about to do it. I'm not doing it. And I'm in my mind, that's how men think. Like, stop telling him what to do before he do it. That way, now you get the credit for doing it. Come on, somebody. Now you get the credit for telling him what he ought to do. And they don't want you to get credit. Just like God don't want nobody getting his glory, men don't want nobody getting their credit. Now he done did the thing, but because you said it, because it was the way you want, I'm starting to understand y'all men. I am. Like, that's why I was like, shut up, keep it quiet. That so I got the opposite. My natural is jump in, say something. You know what I mean? Like that's not what my feminine state is saying. That's the masculine part of me. But the fallback femininity part says, let him do, let him be, let him grow, let him evolve, let him figure it out for himself. When I start realizing that if you let a man hit his head against the wall a couple times, you let a teenager, a little baby hit themselves in the head. Well, I ain't saying letting the baby walk into the wall, but you know what I'm saying. They're going to get it. They're going to understand. So let me get into it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was a little passionate about that one. I can't be babysitting no man. I just can't.
I think to logic's logic. I find it funny.
Non-logic.
When he when he says that, but whole thing I don't understand because the same people who will say, you know,
I paid y'all. Stop doing me like this, please. I can't stand ads,
students,
y'all.
we're constantly
Oh, guys.
evaluated on the quality
This
of our
is
writing.
torture. How do y'all do this?
Essays.
I'm in a different window, so they don't know.
I'm
I'm opt out.
All right, so they want to hear from Anton, who's been married for 18 years, and he about to run his mouth so bad. Y'all, all the women will be married.
Perspective I wanted to hear all this time,
Right.
bro. God, come on, dog.
Anton, does Rita hold you accountable and vice versa? I'm serious. I'm really curious.
Can we do a commercial break and get the super chats and come back to the question?
Okay, yes, we can do that. Let's do that, JR.
We waiting for him to hear from Anton.
All right, let me show y'all.
What's the question again? Can you put it on the screen?
Dang, I'm gonna lose this. Okay, no. I gotta lose it. All right.
Our spouse's great accountability partners. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is right there. It's at the top. Yeah, our spouse is great accountability partner.
You want me to speak from a general perspective, or you want to speak from personal experience?
Personal.
My wife don't hold me accountable. She pushed me. She try to motivate me. She makes sure that she do what it is that she do as far as playing her part in her position, so that she makes sure that she's not a hindrance. You know what I'm saying? She makes sure she take care of her end, but she absolutely positively does not. She's not an accountability partner, right? The only way that my wife is going to be an accountability partner is if I tag her in and say, hey, I need you to, you know what I'm saying? I incentivize it. So, for example, if I say, yo, you know what I'm saying? I want to go 10 days straight, making sure that I record and without no missing or whatever, so on and so like that. And if I don't do that, you know what I'm saying? And I want to make sure that you remind me, or I want you to, not do this thing. You got to be able to say no to me on this specific thing. You know what I'm saying? In order for me to incentivize myself to do so, then yeah. But Rita tapping in with me and saying, hey, you ain't do that? No, never. That does not fly. She is not going to be telling me what to do and all of that other type of stuff. That don't fly in my household at all, not even a little bit.
No.
So what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? He said, my wife never tells me what to do. He's a little bit extra, like, how do you say? Like, he calls himself a benevolent dictator, though. I'm trying to get my Facebook up before they cut me out. All right, cool, we good. All right, Facebook is up. We're good. What do y'all think about that? Look at the faces.
Accountability, though.
That you were gonna do, you didn't do.
All right, let me preface this, okay? Now, here's the deal with these guys, okay? I didn't know men were like this, but now I see the game. So, if they don't like a term, they would say, I don't XYZ. right? Like they was talking about discipline, like basically you have to discipline yourself, but then it was so technical. Oh my God, men cannot admit to stuff sometimes. So he's not going to admit to this word accountable. But as you can see, if you're telling her, um, she's always going to have her opinion. So she's got to say something. Like she's not going to sit there and be a statue. So he's just saying she don't hold me accountable. So let's see everybody's reaction and stuff.
Something you said you were going to do and you didn't do?
See, she picked it up.
Even if it's something you said you were going to do and you didn't do?
Like what? Give me an example. Right? If I say that I'm gonna go to the store and I forgot to go to the store, then that ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean nothing. And that's what I'm saying. You got to give like a more context as to what it is that you're saying in order to be able to answer that question.
Which is fair.
Like if you set a goal, for example, and you say, I'm gonna, I don't know, lose 20 pounds by next month or something, you know, whatever. It's like a goal. You know what I mean?
And he said y'all missed it. He's
right.
Let
him ask that question because I want to hear these answers.
He want to hear everything.
Quest.
Uh-oh.
Quest.
Uh-oh. He said cat. We all know a Quest.
People on the panel that know her in real life. They know that she ain't even built like that. Like, hold on. If you're talking to women,
he gonna talk that trash about his wife.
And you say,
she's not even built like that.
I want a woman that's move like this and that got that type of demeanor and she's cool and she's feminine or whatever. Rita don't move like that. Rita don't have that kind of energy. She don't move in that type of energy to even be able to come to me on some tough talking type of stuff.
Was in Houston, you know.
Okay, see, this is where I'm gonna translate. So he's saying he's taking, and this is why when I started the show, I started with a definition of accountability, which I've gotten rid of. But the definition was where basically you have to explain yourself, right? You are expected or required to justify your decisions and actions. Well, dang, I got a good memory. That's pretty good. That's exactly what it said, minus one word. So when he's saying, like, he's basically saying, like, the only time she can hold me accountable is if I told her to. That sounds so bad. I don't know if they have, like, a real relationship. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Because a lot of guys, why are you with somebody that doesn't ever bring anything to, like, some guys, okay, this is what it is. Okay, Ruth. All right, so this is what it is. Some guys, okay, they don't want to get no new information from their woman. So they essentially don't want a teammate. They just want a water boy, right? A water girl. So I'm not judging their situation. She just probably laid back. I'm like, okay, babe, do your thing. There's a lot of women that will say like, oh no, I don't get involved in business stuff. And me, I'm all in the Kool-Aid, the sauce, the flavors, everything. What's going on? What's the problem? What's the issue? You know, here's my opinion. But the way I give my opinion is a softer way than versus, no, you know, you need to fire her. Remember I talked about it? I talked about it. Episode Princess. We need to list. What's the episode name? Women making mistakes. Women are making mistakes. We talk about Selling Sunset. This is Monday's show, child. It's Thursday. I have to listen. Okay, memories doing me wrong right now. But if you go to that show, and the woman was telling her man, like, you need to fire her on Selling Sunset. You need to fire her because she's talking trash about me and you. Well, first of all, we together now, and when y'all see the show, you're gonna know what happened. We together now. I'm gonna make a permanent decision off of somebody that I'm not even like married to. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. So when you giving your advice and you got your opinions and stuff like that, you can have your opinions as a woman, but you don't gotta force it down nobody's throat. You can present it, you can suggest it, but let things be of his own will. So even if he takes your input, then he makes his decision about what he gonna do about his stuff. Cause you know what's so funny and so hypocritical? How we want so much input to a man's life, but as soon as they want to tell us how to look what to weigh, what to eat, where we can go, what we can dress. We got a problem with that. But isn't that what we're doing with them when we telling them where they can go, how much they can hang out with their friends, where, who, like, you got to start reporting when a woman is around, all these things. So that's why you back off, because you don't want that kind of pressure on you. Those are the things they want to know. These are the things you want to know. What are you doing with your free time? So that why you can't be with me? Because let me approve what you're doing. Come on, man. This is two adults in a relationship, not kids. And if you didn't approve of his lifestyle, why did you choose him? If you didn't approve about his decision making, you messed up. You picked the wrong guy, sis. But Anti's about to take it to the extreme. I'm about to let y'all see. What y'all say? Facebook. Oh. Some days y'all my OGs come around. Some days they working.
Who the fuck said anything about tough talk? You said accountability.
See, that's what I said. Hey, Rose. So tough talk. He sees accountability as you owe me an explanation for everything you do, and I ain't playing with you, Anton. That's what he hears in his head. I ain't playing with you, Anton. You need to tell me what you was doing, where you was at, who you was with. I ain't playing with you. That's not what accountability is.
The thing that men say they want from women, as far as their personality, their demeanor, how they move in a household, is all the things and the sentiment that Rita carries.
So he's saying that, translation, my wife is feminine, so she don't come for my neck.
If a woman is that way, tell me how that makes sense for her to come to me on some holding me accountable. How would she do that?
So if she don't, who the fuck holds you accountable? Because you sounding real like God-like over here, my guy.
He ain't wrong.
Who the fuck holds you accountable? Because you sounding real like God-like over here, my guy.
I'm trying to see what Rilla's saying.
Who the fuck holds you accountable? Because you sounding real like God-like over here, my guy.
That's the question?
And that shit, hold on. That shit sounds good to the fucking podcast, G. But that shit is fucking cap, bro. I'll be honest.
Like I said, if you ever met her in person,
he said it's cat, but he's not lying. Cause he's not lying. I have seen her sit next to him, and he run his mouth so bad, like I couldn't do that. I'm not a physical person, but if you ever sat next to me and called yourself a benevolent dictator, I'm gonna bop you upside your head. Are you kidding me? I let you. Oh, a benevolent dictator. Take the dictator part out, sir. Oh my gosh. But they're right. If a man is playing God in his house, it can go crazy. But this is what you get when y'all want these high value men. They egos go through the roof. I want to agree with him, but it's super hard.
But I don't agree.
if you ever met her in person,
How would it sound like this?
Relax.
Wait.
if you ever met her in person,
How would it sound like this?
Relax.
He said that would sound like me.
let him say what he
My logic is basically saying this one, saying, if I was married, that's how I would sound.
Let him say what he want to say. But like I said, if you ever met her in person, then you know what it is.
We got you, bro.
I get what Anton's saying.
Wes is like, that does not exist. You're lying. I ain't never met a woman. They ain't trying to tell me what to do. Look at his hands go up.
Hell for talk, y'all. Come on.
Wait, Quest. Because we was on the same path. So Anton, who's your cousin?
You missed it though, Rilla.
Uh-oh.
No. You missed what he's communicating to me, right? What he really listen. I'm gonna answer your question, Rilla, but I don't want to skip over this.
Okay.
What he's really saying is that his chick don't operate like my chick in my marriage, and his chick hold him accountable. His chick push him. His chick check him.
But he just said his wife pushes him, though. He just said that. He just said my wife pushed me. I'm sorry, I can't see. I apologize. All right, here we go. We back.
Have that. You got that, bro. I don't have that. And the reason why you calling it cap is because you can't understand how to move in a room and have your chick move a certain type of way around you. And so your chick feel comfortable talking out of line to you. My chick ain't never gonna do that to me.
Why is accountability out of line?
I was about to say,
No.
hold on.
The reason why he calling cap, the reason why he calling cap is because he can't imagine being around a chick that ain't talking to him a certain type of way. I ain't got that.
Wait.
Talk
Slow
about
down, 'cause now I think we're doing a lot of assuming.
No, we not. You was wrong when you called me cap.
Sure did.
You know what? You
Sure.
might be right, and I'll let you have that. But
Ladies, these men know how to communicate. Wait, did you see how? Because when the guy on the end who is Anton and he interrupted Rilla, Chicago Rilla, who's the guy in the middle. So this one interrupts him while he's asking the question. He said, wait. Right? He shut them all down. They listened to him. And he says, he says, I'm going to answer your question, but I don't want to skip past this. I'm just shouting out their communication skills because women we will start getting louder and louder and over talking and stuff like that. I really like that. He backed down when he said that. Then something else just happened. What happened? Hold on.
Now I think we're doing a lot of assuming.
Matt, you was wrong when you called me cap.
You know what? You might be right. And
Period. Quest said you're right. Because he did. You are assuming. He said your wife don't act like that. And he said cat. Like he said, my wife act a certain way. He said that's cat. And so Anton says you're the one on the end says you're you started all this assuming when you said the word cat to me because you don't know her and you think I'm doing all this for the internet. And he said, you know what? You're right. I gotta give props to the guys for communicating well. And that's they cuts down a lot of stuff, just admitting when you're wrong. That was cool. I like that.
I got it. But at the end of the fucking day, to suggest that you have no one in your you're suggesting that your lady can't hold you accountable.
I never said I didn't have no one.
Yeah, he didn't say that. That's another assumption.
I no one, and I said your old lady. So who
I
holds you
never
accountable?
said that I didn't have no one.
I know, nigga. Let me finish. I retracted saying no one. I retracted saying no one, and I said.
He sure did. Look. So he said, "Let me finish," and he backed down. Please.
The old lady can't hold you accountable within your relationship. Who holds you accountable, right? Who? Now, we did talk about earlier. I did mention.
Look at this guy. He's mad because he can't talk.
That yes, if there are times when we can't hold each other accountable because we're so caught in our own feelings and our own emotions, and we have to step out and go and talk to a therapist.
Disrespecting me, y'all, and they know I paid them. Oh yeah, I forgot I switched my.
I'm kind of leaning towards that's not even your person that holds you accountable. So who holds you accountable on the things within your relationship, within your fucking household, G?
Ain't nobody holding me accountable in my relationship.
And that shit is fucking cap, dog. That shit sound good on fucking YouTube, G. That ain't real, nigga.
Wait a minute. Wait. Let me ask you a question. Why would you talk to anybody outside of your household about your relationship?
First of all, shout out to all the women who kept quiet. They didn't jump in. It's like they have a new rule. Because back in the day, they used to always jump in when the guys were talking. And sometimes you just got to let the guys cook because they really get to the point in the deep matters. And then you can go in and say, okay, ladies, what y'all think? Because let them have that man-to-man conversation. You'll learn a lot more. Sometimes you got to sit back and listen. You learn a lot more.
So her coming.
Ladies.
See? When he said ladies, wait.
Let me kick it with me.
Hold on, y'all.
Who was you talking to about your chick? Who you talking to about a chick that you married to outside of your marriage?
Y'all niggas is missing it.
He asked me, I answered specifically. Why would you talk to anybody outside your household about your relationship?
That's like not talking to a therapist. This is where he's going off. He's going off.
I'm being honest. I'm not trying to be funny. No, Anton, do you really want me to answer, or is this a rhetorical?
Yes.
So there are times, like I've said it a couple times already, if we find ourselves so caught up in our own mentality, our own perspective, our own point of views, we may not have that clear, unbiased vision when it comes to problem solving and problem resolution or conflict resolution. So there may be times that you have to lean on an outside entity. That is.
I do want to say something about when men don't listen to their woman, they lose that valuable resource. He's just not tapping into the resource that he has. If, you know, I'm sure that, because it's, I don't want to take it for him saying the word accountable, but that he never listened to his wife. Because if you actually listen, even though he called himself a benevolent dictator, look, every time I hear say it, I laugh. I gotta laugh. Forget it. You can be mad or you can laugh, sis. It's a thick one. I ain't got time for these people, right? He's just a benevolent dictator. I'm sorry. I'm almost over it. So, he be like, "Can you pass me that?" And he'd be like, "Please." But then he'd be the main one talking about, "Oh, you simping," and it's like, you talk to your wife with respect. And he probably had a conversation like, "Babe, I'm gonna say some things that's probably gonna be a little cringy, but you know, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta make this show good, whatever." Because, or she don't care. She's like, "Go ahead, do your thing, baby. It's okay." I can imagine that's the conversation, because some of the times, if he said it and I was right there, no, I'm joking. No violence, bro. No violence. He says the craziest things sometimes.
Unbiased.
I asked you a specific question.
So it's really nice when I think the men should listen to their woman, right? But the accountability, I think, is another level. I think men should hold men accountable. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you can't go toe to toe and step, "Yo, you didn't do such and such and such," and then what are you gonna do? Fight him? Like, I think he's thinking of it in the most extreme way. So now back to the Pastor Jamal Bryant situation. The men of his fraternity held him accountable. If it was somebody in his church, he wouldn't care. If it was somebody in on YouTube, he wouldn't care. But because he gets so many benefits, and these men were able to hold him accountable for what he said negatively about the passing of Kevin Samuels, now we're talking about real accountability. So as a woman, even if you tried to hold him accountable, even if you tried to make him do, you can't make a man do what he don't want to do. The faster you learn it, the faster you get to the right one for you. You can't make him do what he don't want to do. So find someone that wants to do that. What exactly? Y'all both got the same goals in mind. So therefore, we don't have to. You know what I thought about the other day? I was like, you know what? If as a lawyer, where did I get lawyer from? As a lawyer, it is a win-lose situation. One has to win and one has to lose. I'm so glad I'm in real estate, because it's a win-win on both sides. When we sell the house, when they or we buy the house, both sides are winning. It's different. You have to find someone that wants to win with you, not someone one of us is losing. If you can make it a win-win scenario, then you don't have to be holding his feet to the fire. Got time for that. But it's necessary sometimes. I'm not going to take it back that part either.
Therapist, nigga.
So you go to a therapist to hold you accountable about your relationship.
I initially said that our partners are good accountability holders, but if there is a time when you are noticing that your spouse is so caught into their own emotions and own perspectives and point of views, you may have to go see outside perspective or not perspective, but you might have to go outside and see somebody that can bring in some real fucking light to your shit. And in that case, it may be a motherfucking a therapist. I don't see what the issue is with that.
You know, the issue is
therapy within our relationships.
The issue is that, similar to what Kayla said in the beginning, is that a therapist can't hold you accountable. Because a therapist does not have any kind of incentive, or they don't have a dog in the fight of what it is that you're doing in your relationship. They can't. It's impossible. You can tell a therapist anything you want them to hear.
Does a therapist bring clarity? Hold on.
I think that when you go to therapy, they don't tell you what to do. They let you figure out what to do. If you ever paid attention, hey, Lalu, how are you? Yes, I'm doing greater than yesterday. How are you? So they really don't tell you what to do. I used to be sitting there like, when you gonna tell me what I gotta do with my life? It's like they can just keep asking you questions, but at the same time, they are guiding those questions to get you to the conclusion that what you should do. See what I'm saying? So they're helping you think through it. But they're not like, you're wrong, you're right, this and that and the third. No, that's not how it goes. So yeah, they wouldn't be able to hold you accountable.
Anton's stressing me. Does a therapist bring clarity to a problem? Hold on, let me finish my question. Does a therapist bring clarity to a problem if both parties are being forthright about what their issue is? Does a therapist, a non-bi person, bring clarity?
Sure, they can.
Yes. Now, with that clarity, you have to be foolish to not hold yourself accountable, knowing the truth now.
You just said it. To hold yourself accountable.
Got it.
You still have to hold yourself.
Got it.
You said you have to be foolish not to hold yourself accountable. A therapist can give clarity. Yep. A therapist can give suggestions. A therapist can do whatever you pay them to do, but nobody outside of your relationship should be able to hold you accountable, which brings me back to my original point, is that your chick obviously feel comfortable talking the way that they talk to you. Meanwhile, my chick is sitting right there listening to me tell you that I hold myself accountable in my own household. Ain't nobody coming in my household telling nobody what to do, and I don't share no business. I don't care if it's your mama, your homie, nothing. Nothing leave this household in my crib. Nobody.
He talking real tough right now. Hold up. Didn't he just say he don't put up with no tough talking? He putting up a lot of tough talking right now. I tell you that. Oh my goodness. That got intense. Okay. He said, ain't nobody, King Kong ain't got on me. Oh man. Okay, listen. So the conversation continues. And this is the part where I want y'all to hear this benevolence. I don't want you to know this.
If you use any of these companies, do this now. To be honest,
I haven't signed in. That's why.
Let's talk. My pastor is, or I'm submitted under my pastor, or I'm submitted under whatever woo, or this is my mentor. All of those things would have been correct.
I'm not submitted to no man.
It's cool. That's cool. And that's where I align.
And that's why he called himself a benevolent dictator.
Bro, in all honesty, that's cap.
You think you got it?
Under somebody.
Like who? Who are you submitted under?
Bro,
no, but how you gonna say we all submitted under somebody? But you could be a boss of your own. You could say at one point in life, we all are submitted. So now we're going into well, if the woman can't and won't hold the man accountable, then who holds him accountable? So what Real is about to get at is supposed to be God, man, woman, child, right? The woman is holding the children accountable, the man is holding the woman accountable, and God holds the man accountable. If he's a believer, right? If he believes the way Rilla believes, right? So he calls himself a Christian, and that's one of the foundational principles in a relationship. Let's see what happens.
My pastor, my mentor, right?
I'm not.
Listen,
I'm not listening. I don't look at the pastor. I don't look at the pastor as a person that I submit to. I look at a pastor as a spiritual advisor.
You know what? This is the first time that I have I agree with how a non-Christian can see that. You got to be submitted under your pastor. Like this whole submission thing. I mean, some people believe that as part of their faith, and I can see why men are like, no. Because people think like, okay, all right, let's say they want to start a church. They got to go under a pastor to be a pastor of another thing. And I'm just like, okay, well, that means every church has to be connected to another church that's higher than them and, all of that. And that's fine. But at the same time, if it's not, it doesn't mean it's not from God either. So that's kind of like adding on some more stuff. But if he did allow himself to be submitted under, that's like a pastor. Because in my mind, I'm like, well, what if the pastor's manipulative? Like now this person's controlling your household. And I think that it's really for counseling to be like, listen, I'm having problems. This is what's going on. It's kind of like that advisor as well. So, but he cannot dictate what's going on in your house. So I think it's the God man thing, not God pastor man. That's like, what's the whole point of having a relationship with God if you got to put somebody in the middle of it? So this is great because I never ever thought about it like this. And so when people are saying, oh, you're a woman, and then you come back and tell what the pastor said, now it's like some man is running your household or some woman is running your household, and the woman went to church, the man did not, and now they're having issues because he didn't hear himself and he doesn't hear from God. So believers go through this a lot, and so I thought that it was worth just talking about and thinking about.
And wait, Anton, I'm not trying to. I'm going to you.
They always hit him with the beta joint when he acting too sweet. Beta. Look, Lapeep ain't right. Look at his face. Looking like. Look at his face. A face of satisfaction, honey.
Add the clarification. I'm just telling you. There's a hierarchy to this, bro. We're in your house. To hold yourself accountable. You still have to hold yourself. You said you have to be foolish not to hold yourself accountable.
That was a good point.
A therapist can
give clarity. And we just said that earlier. You got to hold yourself accountable. The man has to hold himself accountable. If you don't have a man that's willing to hold himself accountable when he's not doing the right thing, then you have the wrong man. I agree with that.
Therapists can give suggestions. A therapist can do whatever you pay them to do, but nobody outside of your relationship
we pay you.
I'm able to hold you accountable, which brings me back to my original point, is that your chick obviously feel comfortable talking the way that they talk to you. Meanwhile, my chick is sitting right there listening to me tell you that I hold myself accountable in my own household. Ain't nobody coming in my household telling nobody what to do, and I don't share no business. I don't care if it's your mama, your homie, nothing. Nothing leave this household in my crib. Nobody.
You're so fat. Brendan, you're not fat. It's the shirt.
How do y'all do this? I haven't had ads in like 5 years. They've been getting my money.
I promise. Because I don't see Rita doing that. But I have a question, Anton. Right. If you have business meetings or anything you need to have done, and she's like, hey, Anton, don't forget you have this. Don't forget you have this appointment at this. Don't forget you have this. Does she do that? Yes or no?
Yes, but that's not holding me accountable. That's reminding me of a business appointment.
Y'all don't think that's okay? Do y'all think that's someone holding them accountable, telling them they got to be responsible to remember you have an appointment at this day and doing that? Do y'all, other people besides Anton, do y'all see that as being?
Well, it would depend, Q, like if he wasn't doing it. Like if he had a meeting at 5 and it was 4:58 and he's not prepared for this meeting, and I'm like, yo, you got a meeting, what's going on? Then that would be holding him accountable. But if it was like earlier in the day and the meeting was at 5 and it's like just a reminder, then that's not. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'll say this. Anton,
so I kind of feel like I know that, like, if y'all are in a relationship, then y'all gotta be like friends. It can't be like somebody's the boss of the other person. You get what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like it get it really off the rails. And I think that when he says benevolent dictator, they about to say it. I just did all this so they can say it right. It's kind of like saying I could be the boss of you, but you can't be the boss of me. And to be honest with you, when y'all are friends, chill, lay back, like you could be able to give each other feedback. It's not like you're like, yo, you need to do this. You like the pressure part. Take the pressure part out of it and just have a conversation. And you could still hold them accountable without doing too much. Like if you want to hold them accountable, if that's how you want to do it in a feminine way. A lot of times we can cut all this stuff out by being who we should be. When you're being your best self, the man will just see it like, okay, well, dang, I gotta I gotta be good. I gotta be on my P's and Q's like her. That's how men are. They see.
Benevolent dictator, nigga. Because you get on here and you talk about how you are benevolent dictator, nigga.
Wait.
Like earlier in the day, and the meeting was at 5, and it's like just a reminder.
That was a really good,
you know what I'm saying?
a really good example, Kayla. Look at you, and you look beautiful.
Okay. I'll say this, Anton, you got an image to maintain because you get on here and you talk about how you are benevolent dictator, nigga. It sounds super good on here. You know what I'm saying? And no, I don't know the inner workings of your shit. How long have you been married? Let me just ask that, right? So let's get some factual
18
shit.
years. 18 years.
Anton, you've been married for 18 years?
Hey, no matter what you say,
he's like, you know what time it is.
You know that, Quest.
Y'all gotta look at this. She know what time it is. Courtney know. Oh man. Yo, this some guy stuff right here. Yo, do y'all see this? Okay, it's just me. Look at his face. His face is a satisfaction. He's like, yeah, nigga, I know what I'm talking about. Because that stuff matters to men. Like, what is it called? Credibility. Credibility. Do you know what you're talking about? How long you been doing this? Look, yo.
Anton, you've been married for 18 years?
Look at his face. Look at his face.
No matter what you say, nigga is a subject matter expert. You know that, Quest.
Mm-hmm.
See, no, wait, look, I don't give a fuck. See, look, I'm gonna keep it focused, right?
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with him about chicks for the streets. Mm-hmm. We got different perspectives, but if you notice, anytime the niggas start talking about marriage and shit, literally I shut the fuck up. Cause guess what? If he can make it make sense, I'm good with it.
Okay, great. So what I wanted to say earlier.
She want to skip past over it, like, yeah, we don't care because we ain't trying to do none of he talking about.
What I think that you're trying to
single chicks.
Pow. Wait, is that my? That's my sound effects. My sound effect, pow. Keisha, hey. She said, happy Friday Eve. The whole sounds upset, benevolent. I don't think he knows. That's the benevolent dictator I was talking about, child. Oh my God. Wait, I gotta see it one more time. Y'all know why? He said, you the one said you the benevolent dictator.
Oh. Make it make sense. I'm good with it.
Okay, great.
All right,
so
we passed
what I wanted to say earlier was that what I think that you're trying to
single chicks.
Right. So what I think that you're trying to
throwing
get at
shots.
Things that are within the relationship, not outside of it. So if as a wife or as a girlfriend, whatever, you're in a relationship with someone and there's something that you need from your spouse in the relationship and you hold them accountable to doing that or whatever it is, I think that.
So here's the part where I just talked about credibility. And what did they say? Men, correct me if I'm wrong, but they want to know if somebody's credible. So back to him on the 18 years. Oh, they're about to talk about it. I don't want to steal their thunder. But she's not married. So here comes, let's dismiss everything she said.
More so what you're talking about.
Even if she's right.
Now, if you're with someone that lets you do whatever,
here she
then
go.
That probably doesn't come up.
But if you're with someone that has particular needs or whatever the case may be,
everybody has needs too.
And they're gonna push back, and it's like, babe, you said you're gonna blah blah blah. You're gonna spend more time with me. You're not, you're not doing that like you said that you would. That is something that that person is holding you accountable for within the relationship. And I think that if you're in a true partnership with someone, neither partner will have a problem with that, with having the problem with their spouse coming to them and saying, hey, I don't feel like you're spending adequate time with me, or I don't feel like you're communicating recently, like, you know what I mean, with me. That would be holding your partner accountable for something in the relationship, not a meeting, no, within the relationship. So I feel like that's healthy to have. I think that's all Quest is saying. So he's saying, like, your girl can never come to you.
Hey, let me, I want to add.
So what do y'all think about that? So she's saying, like, you gotta be if you're in a partnership, but see, this is where we go wrong. He may not be in a partnership. He may not be in a partnership. Where's partner? Where you see partner in benevolent dictatorship? That's not a partnership. Other people want to be in a partnership, but he want to be in a dictatorship, and he found somebody he can dictate to. You see what I'm saying? So he's smiling, and it's not even a smile. Is it a grimace? What's this? It's a smirk. Smirk is what I'm looking for. He's smirking because he's like, thank God I ain't in no partnership, but he's missing out on when that woman has input that's valuable, that's positive. I'm telling you, I know what it's like. I know what it's like for other people to take good advice from me, and then the person I was with was not taking my advice, right? And then when we're no longer together, they're like, oh, I miss your advice. Well, you want to be in a benevolent dictatorship, sir. You got to remember the people around you, they're making sure. You think that the person, the king in the Bible, they had a cupbearer, right? So the cupbearer would drink, even though it had germs. He would drink the wine before the king to make sure there was no poison in it. So that means that cupbearer is putting his life on the line. Your woman serves as your cupbearer to make sure that you're not poisoning your damn self, that your ego doesn't get too big for you. You don't get too big for your britches. This is how pride comes before the fall, because you might as well be single because you can't see your six. That's why you got a partner covering for you. She probably still does it, but she does it in a feminine way. But he probably receives it better. And this is why you got to know how to move with certain men, because if you're not feminine, he's not going to receive it. He's not. So it's not to say that she's not doing it. He may not even be explaining it correctly, because I just saw him say, baby, can you such and such, please? So y'all can act these guys with the no money. Remember, he has a lot of money. She gonna be like, baby, whatever you like. You can do whatever you like. Even though she was with him before the money. And she's still not like, well, I was with you before the money. She's not doing all that. He's secure. They're secure. That's the beauty of marriage. 18 years. She ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. But what he's missing is another man could do the same thing and be like, ain't nothing leaving my house. Meanwhile, you don't know what she's doing. You're not with her 24/7, especially when you're not around, especially when she can't say, I'm communicating. You don't know who she's talking to, sir, because she's a whole human being. You do not have a slave. But anyway, this is how people play themselves. They got a sweet deal, and then they just take it too far. So as long as she's happy, he's good. But when she's not happy and she can't talk to him, men want to hear from, a good man wants to hear from his woman. Okay. A good man wants to hear from his woman what she needs and what he needs to do to keep her happy, and hear her suggestions and her opinions, or he doesn't know. You can't go 24 years and be like, oh, she know I love her. No, she's going to want to hear that. You see what I'm saying? But as men, they tend to assume that woman has two choices. She's either going to speak up and say, baby, I need you to say the word sometimes, or she's going to sit there and just dismiss the whole thing. I know he loved me because he just the way he is. Y'all all know somebody like that, but baby, we're not made like that no more. We gonna talk.
Her feelings about being in a relationship, then I agree with Quest. I think that's tap. But then there are some women that make it do whatever the fuck they want, and their feelings don't matter.
Another shot. Another shot.
Hey, let me add one thing.
Anton. I know she's sitting there trying to beat her up. I know the wife is like, if I see her in they keep throwing shots at his wife. Like, you just let him do whatever you want, huh? And it's like, this is why guys don't want you to have a girlfriend, because your girlfriends be gassing you up like, you won't let him do that to you, sis. Hey, Will. I was just thinking yesterday, though, yo, what happened to Will? So Will says, Yizzo, happy Friday Eve. I didn't know that's the thing, y'all. He says, yes, he should be held accountable for whatever he did or did not do. Okay. You got to see the show from the beginning. Because he's saying something totally different. He said, my wife can't check me.
Us having a conversation about military and wars, right? And then people will say that they're more qualified than me and Quest to give. First of all, our opinion would drive the conversation. Our perspective, not even opinions, our perspective would drive the conversation. It's insane when somebody got 20 years experience of doing something, and then you have 0 years of experience, and you make yourself some type of YouTube subject matter expert. You're not a subject matter expert. Let's be honest. You're in elementary school when they do this shit.
Yo, he's talking to her right there. He said you are elementary school when it comes to this. Because here's the thing. All these guys up here trying to be like him, trying to have as much money, have a submissive and feminine wife like him. So they sit back and listen. And this one's like, no, you should blah, 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 blah. And they're like, no, sis, he got the credibility and you don't. So we ain't trying to hear it. And did you see her look to the side? Let me show you. You got to rewrite the language.
Have 0 years of experience, and you make yourself some type of YouTube subject matter expert. Look, you're not a subject matter expert.
She said, look to the right, shake, look.
Let's be honest. You're in elementary school when they do this shit. So we got to learn how to shut the fuck up and listen to.
He'd be mad aggressive. If it was me, don't watch these YouTube people disrespecting me with ads. If it was me, and he talking to women like that, come on, bro.
This is an iPhone 11 Pro from
and again, he is also not
refurbished devices that feel like
married,
new as secondhand pricing.
Now, that's how he talked to his Jones.
To the niggas who telling us something. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna get my opinion. All right.
Sorry. Look at her face. I'm sorry. This is her. Wait. This is her holding them accountable. What's wrong with that? That was so disrespectful, though. Why are you telling people that? I don't know why he talked to the women like that. That's kind of weird to me. I like when men can be wise. You know what I mean? So good. Don't be married right now, sir. Work on it.
Hold on. Y'all conversation dominate everybody. God damn. Hold on.
Why?
Hold on. I just want to say this. I can see. I just want to say that real quick. 18 years, you got some real experience. I can see. I will say this. I was
Quest, jump in a submarine with me, nigga.
Wait. Whole time y'all asking the wrong question. I done tried to jump in here like 50, 11 times.
He said, I can see. He said basically, because he was like, that's cat. And you don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And when he realized he had 18 years, so there's different types of marriages. You know what I mean? Just make sure that's the girl that you want. You know, she's gonna, kind of be like that. And there are downsides to it. When you don't have a woman holding you accountable, like in no type of way, or giving you any kind of feedback, it also can, like, when you got that girl that's really, really quiet, those are the ones you got to watch, because now behaviors can manifest she's not happy. See what I'm saying? So you can also set yourself up to lose in that way. Absolutely. So be careful with that one.
Only question I have for Anton.
Well, if you weren't looking like you was going bowling, we probably listened to you.
Well, if he wasn't dominating the conversation, some people
I was gonna take a serious goddamn NBA goddamn jersey.
Your fade the black stiff ass need to shut the fuck up now. Anton, who's your cover?
What? Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean?
He's a benevolent dictator. How you gonna have a covering?
Yeah.
Okay. Man over one.
Well, just give me the insight that you got.
I'm gonna walk it down for you.
I don't know. I'm a C student. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. That's why I said I'm gonna walk it down for you. Will you allow me to do that?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. Man over woman. Woman over child. Right?
He checking him. He checking him.
Okay. The man still has to be submitted under someone or something.
All right, so here's the thing though. That the fact that we were talking about a woman holding a man accountable, that is not the same thing as saying, well, who holds the man accountable? You still answered the question. So now he's moving the goalpost a little bit, because now he's like, well, then who are you submitted to if not your woman?
Submitted to God. Is that what you're saying?
No.
And what did we say the other show when we said dang, I forgot which one it was, but we were saying how a man has to, when the preachers was on, marriage material show. Okay, that was so good. He was like, a man has to know what it feels like for another person to be disrespectful to him, so that way he knows how not to disrespect his wife and kids. And that's what him being under somebody does. So that's why he can say all this benevolent dictator stuff, because he doesn't remember what it's like to be under somebody. And this is why the women are not looking like, yo, I want to be like you. So y'all had to remember that she got the man with the money. Didn't I say earlier what they do? They got the little paper and they, baby, what else you need? You need me to do what, when, what, huh? You want me to continue to bring sandwiches into the... Listen, I'll be your sister. I'll be sitting back right next to you, arm's length. One thing I do like about Anton, he says I take my wife everywhere. I like that part. So he has good qualities to him or whatever, but this benevolent dictator stuff, you're going to have to get used to that. But all the women, they say, I want to high value man. That's what you're asking for. Somebody that's not held accountable to nobody, who just make up rules. Y'all making up this rule that men have a right to exercise options. No, he has a right to be married and single at the same time. That's what you're saying. But he can do that when he has enough money and he has women that allow him to do that. See what I'm saying? But if he had a woman that was not going to allow him to do that, he could not do that to that girl, that woman that said that's not okay. Hope y'all understand that one.
Because I don't believe that man is just submitted to God. I believe that man still has to have a covering.
That's what you believe.
On somebody. You submitted.
This nigga was like, I ain't trying to hear this.
Even the centurion.
Look.
Hold on. Even the centurion said to Jesus, you don't need to go heal my servant, right? I understand how this works. You give the word, and it's done.
Turn on this light back here.
So my question is to you: who were you submitted under?
I have no idea what you're talking about, really. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's fair. And if you don't, that's fair. This ain't a gotcha moment, bro. I'm just asking.
I know.
And it's because one of the answers could have been, my pastor is, or I'm submitted under my pastor, or I'm submitted under whatever whoopie-whoop, or this is my mentor. All of those things would have been correct.
I'm not submitted to no man.
It's cool. That's cool. And that's where I align with Quest. Because, bro, in all honesty, that's cap. We're all submitted under somebody. We're all
like who?
But that's what I'm saying. Where do people get that? Like, that means you don't create your life, because how do you tell him that that's cap, that we all submitted to somebody? Okay, well, then that means we're submitted to the government. Okay, he has a point, But that it ain't going to be a mentor, like a forced mentor. Like, oh, I have to be the man that I'm supposed to be. I have to have a mentor, and I have to have a pastor. And not like, no, it's God and man. It didn't say God, the man that you're supposed to be. No, it's God, man, woman, right? That's the hierarchy. So when people try to put themselves into that, oh, I gotta be held accountable by this and that and a third, they done made that up, y'all. That's not in the Bible. I ain't see it. That wasn't there. It's you can submit yourself, but it's not like I'll command you to. No, you got to participate in church. Don't abandon not your assembly. But it's nothing to say that you have to listen to everything and your pastor has to be the head of your home. No, that's not how that goes. But if a man is willing to do that, it's no problem.
Who are you submitted under?
And I would say my pastor, my mentor, right?
I'm not.
Listen,
I'm not listening. I don't look at the pastor. I don't look at the pastor as a person that I submit to. I look at a pastor as a spiritual advisor. That's it.
And wait, Anton, I'm not trying to. I'm
Beta.
Add the clarification. I'm just telling you. There's a hierarchy to this, bro.
In your household?
So he says, why would the topic was, why would you submit to another man in your household? In your household. So there you go. I think that he had a good point. And like some people just believe in God and they have their own way. And some people believe the way that, the church told them to believe. So I don't think either one of them are wrong. I think that you can't be like, oh, you're not a man of God, or you're not submitted to do. He never said he wasn't submitted to God. He just said, I ain't letting no other man in my house. And let me tell you, when you go on facts and not on feelings, we had a show called Facts Over Feelings, Facts or Feelings. That was yesterday. We at 136. Okay, that was it. We at 137. That was 136. Okay. So what do y'all have to say about all of this? Wow. That was a good one. That was a good one. Absolutely. So, I mean, you can try to hold your man accountable for every little single thing. And why didn't you this? And why didn't you that? Why didn't you this? Why didn't you that? Or you can give him grace. You can give him time. You can talk to him from time to time. My thing is like, I feel when I hear accountable, it's like you missed the mark here. You missed the mark there. You missed the mark there. Like, give him one thing. Give him one thing, right? One thing that you want him to fix. And that's it. Not 5, not 10, not 2. Give him one thing at a time. So I think that you can hold a man accountable. It's just the way you go about it. It gotta be, you can't sit there and not say nothing, because all that's gonna do is manifest into bad behavior. So you gotta go about it in a way where it's respectful. Not like you owe me this. Nobody owes nobody else nothing. That's the way, that's what I think, that's what it is. You can beat your chest all you want to, but I don't want to be the man in a relationship, and that let him do that. Beat your chest, sir, because I bruise easily. Pick the right man, ladies. Pick the right man, and things will go really well and easy and smooth. Okay, not perfect, but that's it. So thank you so much. Let me know how you enjoyed the show. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that now. Like, comment, subscribe is the most important thing. And the channel, if you're watching this on Instagram, is Ruth Marquise. Link is in the bio. Make sure, guys, that your friends know that Ruth is selling in Delaware. Okay, we're selling in Delaware. I'm running into all these Delaware people now. Okay, shout out to Delaware. Shout out to PA. If you want to buy a home or sell a home in Pennsylvania, let me know. And if you want to boost your credit, let us know. Thank you so much for watching the Ruth and Relationship Show. I bless your family, your children, your future husband, the wife, whatever. I just bless you. Thank you so much for watching Ruth and Relationship. Ruth and Relationship. Tell me, can you handle it? It's the Ruth and Relationship Show. Bye. Make sure you share this video. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.